I chose to have my first meal of this cruise on Deck 5 at Taste, one of the two main dining rooms here on board the Epic. The lunch menu was impressive with some diverse selections, which I really appreciated. First up, I went with a spinach Caesar, which was refreshing for such a hot Florida day, followed by a savory pesto risotto, because anytime I see pesto, I gotta jump at it. One of my favorite things in life, and my meal was topped off with an outstanding orange chocolate mousse, complete with a devil's food cake base and hazelnut praline crunch. And since we are on the topic of food, let's talk first about what the Epic offers in terms of complimentary onboard eats. That's right, all of your included food lies just ahead. The dining options on the Norwegian Epic, they were a highlight of this trip. With a wide variety of restaurants and cuisines to choose from, there always seemed to be something new and exciting to try, which I think we can all agree is one of the reasons why we like to go on cruises to begin with. One of my favorite casual dining spots on the Norwegian Epic was O'Sheehan's, a bar and grill on Deck 6. This 24-hour Irish pub serves up classic comfort foods like fish and chips in a relaxed atmosphere where you can enjoy your favorite draft beer as well. It's also a fun place to throw some darts or watch a sports game on the big screens if you're into that sort of thing. It really adds a lively social dimension to dining. And having a table service destination around the clock in this ship, it's such a nice option to have on a cruise ship in general, and I would often have extra early breakfasts here, especially on port days. If you're craving a variety of options, head up to Deck 15 because the Garden Cafe Buffet is the place you'll need to go. This included indoor buffet offers a wide selection of dishes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, ensuring that there's something really to satisfy every palate. Of course, lunch in particular becomes so busy in this atmosphere that, seats get gobbled up fast. I found if you were to go as far forward as possible in the Garden Cafe, you could usually find a few spare tables, but those peak times are no joke when it comes to dining in this atmosphere. Drinks like coffee, tea, water, lemonade, iced tea, and some juices in the morning are included in your cruise fare. Anything else needs to be a part of a drink package or a la carte purchasing. The food here is fine, nothing spectacular as I routinely have come to expect from most mass-produced ship buffets. A rotating specialty each night at dinner was the star, of course, accompanied by a lot of the same standard options like burgers, pizza, salads, noodles, mac and cheese, chicken fingers, vegetarian options, and the like. Don't forget, your mini dessert items are also included here. And no doubt the very popular soft serve stations that sit inside the buffet and outside on the Lido deck are always in high demand. For those who prefer a more casual setting outside on Deck 15, the Great Outdoors Buffet Bar is ideal for you. Located by the pool, it's perfect for grabbing a quick bite like burgers or hot dogs while enjoying some of them ocean views and of course that fresh sea breeze that comes about, or a nice spot to get some breakfast options on the go. That's what I found this to be most convenient for. This space is only open during breakfast and lunch to later afternoon. Back down on Deck 6 for a Taste of Asia, Shanghai's Chinese restaurant provides a delightful fusion of dining experience. The complimentary venue features freshly prepared noodles, delicious wok-fried dishes, and authentic soups, making it a favorite for lovers of Asian cuisine, and lines here were always huge, so if you want this type of food, show up early as it is first come, first serve. Adjacent to Shanghai's Chinese restaurant is the Noodle Bar, where you can enjoy fresh noodle dishes made to order. It's a great spot for a quick and satisfying meal for sure, especially when you're in the mood for something light but truly flavorful. Again, first come, first serve, and lines were always impacting these spaces. As mentioned earlier, the other main dining room, the Manhattan Room on Deck 6, well, that serves modern and classic dishes made with some of the finest of ingredients. This more formal dining option is perfect for a special evening out, offering really an elegant setting and a sophisticated menu. Always, by the way, having more of a line than the Taste dining room for some reason. I guess maybe because it just feels a little bit more elegant. More people decided to go in this direction, but these are your two main dining room options. Outside on decks 15 and 16, Spice H2O is an adults-only area at the back of the ship, and something offered during lunch and late afternoon hours is a small buffet of snacks and treats to keep the party going, so you don't have to leave the area to get your grub on. If you're still hungry, you can always consider one of the many restaurants on the Epic that require an additional fee. Wasabi on deck 7, for example, that's your spot if you're in the mood for sushi. Pull up a chair at this contemporary sushi and yakitori bar for some traditional Japanese culinary bites with an a la carte menu. Also here on deck 7 sits teppanyaki, where you can sit at a lively shared table as a chef perfectly prepares shrimp, steak, chicken, fried rice on a large steel grill. And you've got a front row seat to all the sizzles and surprises that come along with it. For a flat fee of $59 per person, you can get dinner and a show. Elsewhere on deck 7 is the popular Cagney's, where premium cuts are the standard at an American steakhouse, serving certified Angus beef. You can sip your favorite cocktail, savor things like lobster bisque and crab cake, or refresh in an iceberg wedge alongside a hearty New York strip, or maybe even a filet mignon. Pay a little more for the surf and turf. If that is more your speed, you can do that here. And sides range from cream spinach to truffle mashed potatoes to sautéed garlic mushrooms and beyond. Of course, dessert is a star here as well, with options like OMG caramel butterscotch cheesecake, 7-layer chocolate cake is on the menu, as well as the raspberry creme brulee. My booking was part of a free at sea promotion, which included one complimentary specialty dining reservation, which I ended up upgrading to 3 by paying an additional fee. I used one of these credits to cover my entire experience here at Cagney's. Another specialty dining location I used a credit for was the $59 cover charge at Moderno, the restaurant that is all about an authentic Brazilian experience, where you start with a mega salad bar with as many return trips as you'd like, not just for the veggies, but soups, breads, and light meats, as well as some sweeter treats can all be found on this gigantic floating island here in the restaurant, but save plenty of room for their slow roasted meats, carved tableside, like flank steak and filet mignon. Bacon wrapped chicken breast was here as well, Brazilian pork, sausage, pork loin, top sirloin, and just so many more cuts of meat until you tap out, really. You got to tell them, okay, stop, I'm done. You got to keep moving, go to the next table. You absolutely get the most bang for your buck in a specialty restaurant like this, and get here early enough, you'll have the option to sit alongside one of the aft windows with a truly captivating view, whether you are pulling out of port or you are well out to sea already. The other specialty I tried was down on deck 5, titled Le Bistro. This is the Epic's signature a la carte French restaurant. Elegant interiors, crisp white linens, attentive servers makes it for a really intimate dining experience. You can delight in things like escargot, steak tartare, or cream of mushroom soup like I did to start your culinary journey off. And then you can select from things like Mediterranean sea bass, for example, beef tenderloin, red wine braised chicken, or braised shank and roasted lamb chops. It being a French restaurant means exquisite desserts. Choose from an assortment of sorbets, strawberries with diplomat cream and pistachio almond sponge cake, or a dark chocolate crémeux rice crunch in raspberry sauce like me. Up on deck 14, just underneath the garden buffet, sits the a la carte La Cucina, where you can dine on Italian classics like pizza and pasta and indulge with a rich homemade tiramisu. Something worth including here is a note about 24-hour room service. Much like most of the cruise industry, room service will cost you what NCL now calls a service fee, while they're also claiming their items on the menu remain complimentary. However, you are going to be paying a convenience charge of up to $9.95 per delivery. They've also decided to start charging a $4.95 room service fee for what was once included breakfast. whereas this is the one category most other cruise lines still offer as complimentary, not NCL. So I took advantage of it once on this cruise, but couldn't get the taste out of my mouth that NCL was nickel and diming me in this situation. Just not a fan. For coffee lovers, the onboard Starbucks is a fantastic addition, whether you are kickstarting your day with a caramel macchiato or grabbing a Teavana shaken iced green tea lemonade to sip while lounging poolside, or maybe you're deciding to reflect on the day's excitement over some freshly brewed coffee. Starbucks provides a familiar and delightful spot to enhance your vacation. Very popular for sure. All the Starbucks I could handle was included as part of my Premium Plus beverage package that also included nearly all of the alcoholic drinks I wanted as well. Another item of note for anyone new to Norwegian Cruise Line, an overwhelming percentage of passengers on board any ship under this brand will have a drinks package attached to their cruise fare, as their packages are almost always sold that way, and therefore the demand on bars across the ship were just relentless on this cruise, as they have been on other Norwegian cruises I have been a part of. There were times where lines and crowds formed around bars I was near that it wasn't even worth the time it would take to get one. It's why I have learned to now ask for 2 drinks whenever I approach an NCL bar, because you just really never know how long it will take you to get another one. Some lounges do okay with bar service, but it has been my experience on this ship and other NCL ships that if you don't wait in line for a drink, the likelihood someone approaches to ask if you would like one seems to be slim. That was the case again here on board the Epic. This is one of the larger issues I have with Norwegian Cruise Line. It feels like they oversell a product and then they fail to have enough crew to handle the demand at their most popular locations. Among the many bars and lounges aboard the Norwegian Epic, the Sky Vodka Ice Bar stood out as my absolute favorite. This venue offers a truly unique experience with real chairs and glasses made of ice and a selection of distinctive vodka cocktails. The atmosphere is like no other, provides a refreshing escape from the bustling ship, and though there is an additional charge to enter, the experience is well worth it. The ice bar, it's a must-see for anyone on board. It's offering you a memorable, one-of-a-kind highlight for your cruise. You do not want to miss it. And ship staff recommended visiting the ice bar on the first night, as it often sells out daily once passengers realize it's an option. This advice proved invaluable. It allowed me to secure a spot and enjoy that unique venue. Donning a parka and gloves after getting a return time for my reservation, a $15 fee gets you into the space where a hilarious bartender served us up shot after shot of different flavors of vodka. The bar is essentially a mega freezer, and the entire experience lasts just about 30 minutes. I think any more, and your lips, well, they just might freeze together. All in all, the Norwegian Epic is a place you won't go hungry on for sure, whether you take advantage of specialty dining and pay the upcharge for a more elevated experience, or you just go out for the included stuff. Food really isn't an issue here. It's decent across the board. It's the ship itself that presented the biggest problem. It's a bit cumbersome, we'll even say complicated in a few ways. To learn exactly what I'm talking about and to understand why the Norwegian Epic was the only of its class to be built, and then they moved on, well, I'd invite you to check out the video on the right for a full trip report and a little bit more history on this vessel. And for more solo cruise content, check out the video on the left. We'll see you next time on The Solo Cruiser.